Alright, today we're going to try this little river here in North Carolina. We are sort of in a drought. Although the drought monitor report doesn't seem to agree with that. Other people say the water level is as low as they've ever seen it. I was here about a year ago when I found an unknown Pepsi bottle from Wilson, North Carolina. And then I came back another time a few months later and the water was so cold I couldn't get in it. I just had to leave. I'm sort of wondering if that isn't going to happen again right now. No pain, no gain. I'm not even wearing rubber boots. I'm just wearing a really old pair of tennis shoes and not even going to roll up my pants. I'm just going to walk straight out there. It's kind of cold. I don't know. I could probably last for 5 to 10 minutes out there. And then of course I decided to put my long sleeve shirt on a few minutes ago. That was a bad idea. Now I'm going to get that wet trying to reach down and pick up the bottles. Well, I've gone a couple hundred feet and no luck so far. It has been searched before, but you know, some people say stuff gets stirred around constantly. I don't know if I believe that or not. But the good spot is actually over here. There was a row of houses along here actually. Right over there. 110 years ago they built 4, maybe 5 houses. So I figured, yeah, they definitely would have thrown some of their bottles over the fence and into the river. Okay, you can see my reflection, but can you see the bottle down there? It's really hard to notice, especially since I stirred up some sediment down there, but there's some kind of a mason jar right there. I think I hooked it with my handle. Oh dang, I thought it was going to be a blue one. I guess that's no good. Well, I've gone about 1,000 feet and I just turned around. Didn't find anything. Nothing left to do but enjoy the view. It's late October. Yeah, I'm sure the water's going to be too cold to check any day now. I don't do a lot of water hunting, as you know. But when a drought comes along, I definitely will take advantage of it. Alright, finally I see what appears to be a hobble skirt Coke bottle, for those of you who don't know what a hobble skirt is. Oh, it's just a patent office. Wait, is it? Oh my god, no it's not. It's November 16th, 1915. From Wilson, North Carolina. That's probably a $25 bottle right there. If it's not cracked. Pretty hard to tell with all that black stuff on it. But that definitely makes it worthwhile. Barely. But yeah, that's definitely good because I was starting to get worried that we weren't going to find anything. I think I see another bottle. What's that right there? Part of a soda bottle. It's a Coca-Cola. Let's see, what city would that be? It's a Rocky Mount. A decent bottle, or would have been. It makes me want to search really carefully right here. There's another bottle, but it's just some kind of a food jar. Okay, I see another one. It looks like the top is kind of broken, but could be worth something if it's another 1915er. But, nope, it's not. Kinston, North Carolina. Okay, I see one of those little flasks. Not really a whiskey flask. It's more of an extract. Okay, I just found this one. It is a D patent. And it is a Wilson. Pretty common, but I could probably get $6 for it after I clean it. The water is so hard to see through that I'm literally not even seeing bottles and I'm stepping on them. That's how I found this one. Yeah, I brought a pair of sunglasses with me, but they apparently don't have any polarizing capabilities. So I just left them on the shoreline. They made it even harder to see actually because they just make it a little darker. Okay, now we are in Wilson, North Carolina. Gonna try a spot I just found out about. I'm pretty sure I've been in this creek before many years ago, but I stopped right about here because I just didn't see anything. I just learned that the stuff is actually gonna be farther down. There's actually a dump down here. There's literally an official town dump about 100 yards down this way. I don't know how old the dump is, but it's at least 40 years old. But based on where it's located and the size of it, I'm thinking it's going to be close to a 100-year-old dump. Well, I found the first bottle creek walking. A Rolling Rock. It's a very small beer. Reminds me of those Dr. Pepper grenade, what they call the grenade bottle. It's got a 72 on the bottom. Something tells me they're worth a few dollars to somebody, but I've never been able to sell one yet. What? Somebody was swimming in here and lost their bikini top? I don't know about that. No sign of anything really old yet. Not having any luck at all. I probed what looks like it should be a dump and I felt nothing. Probed a number of spots. But there's a fairly scarce sight right there. A turtle. I don't see very many turtles in North Carolina. That one might be a snapping turtle. I can't really tell from here. Okay, we're at location 3 for the day, Rocky Mount. Somebody told me that they were wading through the water and they were just tripping on bottles. There was just bottles piled up in there, they said. Sounded too good to be true, but I figured I'd better have a look. I know people are digging bottles somewhere in the mud, and we definitely know for sure there's a dump right here. It's been dug completely 100% of the way, but it does make sense that some bottles would have worked their way into the water. So let's see if we can find any. Okay, it definitely looks like somebody's been digging randomly on the edge right here. Yeah, there's definitely some things more than 100 years old coming out. That's blown in the mold, and that might be a good repair neck. I'll bring that one home. And that's a soda bottle. Pepsi. Plenty of straight-sided Pepsis have been found here. None by me. I got here too late. There's another one. Yep, plenty of competition for soda bottle digging here in North Carolina. Somebody was just saying that the whole state had been dug out even before I got here, so people are sort of amazed that I was able to find as much as I did. Yep, tons and tons of more than 100-year-old bottles coming out. But they're all pulverized at this point. I think every single square foot of this dump's been dug already. And a lot of it's been redug, and possibly for a third time in some spots. And somebody was digging right here recently. Yeah, it doesn't look too good in there. It's just little giblets of glass. Yep, some desperate bottle digger's been sampling the bank over here. It's been thoroughly dug with a backhoe already years ago. Highly unlikely anything would be left. Well, we got this railroad bridge here. Well over 100 years old, I would think. Water's only a foot deep right here, all the way across the entire river. Just found a broken straight-sided Coke from Weldon. It's got a nice blue color to it. Okay, I'm on an island here. A very small one. But I'm right here in the middle of everything. And I'm really not seeing any bottles. All I'm seeing is broken in half bottles from the people who dug in the dump years ago. Unless there just happens to be some way down there. Well, at least I satisfied my curiosity. There is nothing here. Probably just like the town down the road, Tarboro. Probably plenty of people already did this. Probably found everything there was. Alright, now I'm trying this section about another 100 yards farther down. We got this modern wooden bridge. Guess it's just for walking on. It seems shallow enough to check this spot. Let's see if there's anything down there. A lot of bridges around here. Well, this must be my unlucky day. Having very bad luck so far. Huh, that's interesting. I've never seen one that doesn't have the year, it just says multi-year. So what year would this be from? Feels like it's aluminum. But that doesn't help because that's been around for way over 100 years. Aluminum was invented in 1893. There's your lesson for the day. I don't know, it might be worth $2 or $3. Alright, our fourth destination is here on the outskirts of Tarboro. And that is the Tar River. Never been here before, but there's some serious potential right here because there was actually some 5 houses over here about 100 years ago or more. Interesting. Yeah, I think we'll find something over here. Yep, I see a bottle already, and I've only been in the water for 5 seconds. I can't recognize it by that shape other than it being an extremely old one. Could this be from the 1870s or something? Oh my god, is it? It's looking like a really, really old bottle. Wait a minute, it's a screw top. But from this part, it looks like it could be almost a black glass style bottle. It's clear too. Dang it, that one really tricked me. Yeah, this is a beautiful spot. It's only about a foot deep and it's nice and calm and nice and clear. The only thing missing is the bottles. There's one though. Can't tell about that one either. It looks pretty modern. There definitely should be bottles in here. If I don't find at least a couple over 100 years old, I'm gonna be kind of surprised. Maybe one of the other 48 bottle collectors in the Tarboro area has already figured this spot out. Okay, the water is not producing any results. Going up onto the high ground, where there's possibly some privies. There's definitely going to be privies. Whether I can find them or not is the question. Finding privies in large areas like this is very difficult. Strange terrain over here. Could be a small dump around here. I was hoping they were going to dump in the river itself, but apparently they didn't want to. Strange area. Seems like this fills up with water on a rainy time. Kind of a high swamp right here. Okay, some kind of a road that is seldom traveled, but you can see somebody's been driving down it. But this is interesting. An unexpected creek. Probably going to be bottles in here then. And then it turns into a Y right there. It has the right kind of look to me. I think we're going to find something. Kind of an interesting creek right here. Crystal clear. Gotta like that. First piece of glass. It's a corker, but it's from probably the 40s. I guess I'm hoping to find a random little farm dump, maybe. I'm going up the wrong way because I like to save the best for last. Okay, let's get back to the river and try downstream this time. It's fall. The leaves are changing. Obviously, bottles are going to wash downstream with the current, so we'll have much better chances if we go this way. It's getting to be a steep bank over there, and the water is very deep already right there. Must be like 10 feet deep right in the middle. Guess we're gonna have to search a little bit over this way again, but towards the middle of the river. Don't forget to stop and smell the flowers. Okay, well that river project didn't work out very well at all. Okay, back to Princeville. I think I finally figured out where the dump is that these people have been talking about all the time. It's usually full of water in here, but since we're in a drought, there's only a little bit left. I just randomly stuck the probe in and hit solid glass. Started digging, and this is what I found. Not a very valuable one, and it's not very old either, but You can see where people have been digging over there. So we are in the right spot. But they were saying things like a lot of embossed drugstores were coming out. It doesn't look anywhere near that old. Let me check it out further. For you guys out west that don't get to look at swamps very often, here you go. And there is the Halloween tree right in the middle of it. Okay, we only have an hour of light left. Let's see if we can salvage this day. We got a crunchy layer right here. So let's get started. Okay, 5 minutes later, I see what looks to be a soda bottle sticking out. And of course it's broken like all of them are. But it is a straight-sided Coke. So that's pretty good, 6 inches deep. And of course it's from Tarboro. It's actually a scarce bottle. Of course they're all broken. I've never found a whole one in here yet. But okay, we got something else showing. Not a soda bottle, but could be a whiskey or something. I don't know what it is. Pretty hard dirt, considering this is sort of a swamp most of the time. So packed in there I can't get it. Definitely looks like it could be a whiskey cylinder though. Okay, I'm hoping I got it loose enough now. Okay, it is a whiskey fifth, and no embossing. Didn't think there would be, but it's always that 1 in a million chance. It is blown in a mold. Got a really long bubble right there. So it's a good sign that something this big and this fragile is still intact. And we're definitely pre-1910 with that one. Something really weird just happened. I just dug way down there to at least 2 feet and then popped this out. What? It's plastic. Some kind of a radio. How is there plastic 2 feet deep unless this place has been dug already? But if it has, why am I finding things? I don't get it. I guess I should have gave up, but I thought there must be something crazy going on. But now I'm still finding other plastic and a screw top bottle that definitely looks like it's from the 50s. So I think we're going to try somewhere else. Okay, we're going to try this place even though I think it's going to be newer. And since it's normally underwater, I think I'm going to start right about here. Pretty sparse layer, but I'm thinking if it's the part that's underwater most of the time, it's probably extremely unlikely anybody ever dug right here yet. Okay, that was too sparse and hit water already, so I'm moving up about 15 feet over to here. Okay, at the 2-foot level, I just pulled this one out. It's Tarboro and it is a Christmas Coke, but it's broken. So we're in a 1935 layer. Okay, I see another hobble skirt showing up. And of course it's broken also. And it's also Tarboro. And undoubtedly it's a Christmas Coke as well. I really don't like working hard for 1930s bottles though. Especially when I'm pressed for time. Just going to give it a couple more minutes and then I'm out of here. Okay, there's a third one. All of them snapped off. All of them Christmas Cokes from Tarboro. Some people would cut that off and make a drinking glass, but I think they look stupid because they curve inward. If you could melt them and make them curve outward over here instead, then that might be a good idea, but just going to leave those behind. Okay, I think that's it for today. getting close to dark, and I have to drive down some backcountry roads that I haven't really gotten familiar with, so I want to get there before it's completely dark. So yeah, I failed today. I only found 35 or 40, maybe $50 worth, because I did find a few other bottles that I didn't actually show on camera. But anyway, that wasn't a very good day, but next time I'm sure I'll find at least $200 worth. Well, I'm trying to be positive anyway.